So since I posted my pictures of my seedlings last weekend, I've had a few people messaging me and asking me how I do my seedling starts. So I just thought I'd do a quick video that sort of shows our process and the physical setup we have for it. So we're down here in our indoor grow room. This is our 6th season in this room and it works great. It's just a small area that Jeff framed off in the basement and we completely covered with plastic so that we would have pretty good control over heat and light and humidity, which are kind of my 3 big things when starting seeds. So humidity is tricky with seedlings. Seeds like almost 100% humidity to germinate and to give you really good germination rates. And seedlings like quite high humidity too. But if humidity gets too high, you start to run into problems with mold and possibly viruses in your plants, and you could end up with mold in your house as well. So it's really important to control for that. So what we have is a dehumidifier down here in the corner. So we can set it for a particular humidity, and it maintains that in this room, and it has worked great. I also have 2 fans that are running all the time to keep air circulating around the plants and throughout the room. And I found that that is really helpful as well, and it also helps cool things down here in the night when the lights are off. One of the biggest things I think that you should get if you're starting seeds indoors are seedling heating mats. And I'll just lift this up so that you can see. They're just these little black mats. There's a few companies that sell them. And they provide bottom heat for seeds, which is really important for heating your soil and giving you good germination rates. We also put a little bit of insulation under our mats. This just helps for them to heat up really well if it's colder in the house, and not have your heat going elsewhere, so it saves you a bit of energy. We have all of our seedling mats plugged into a thermostat so that we're able to control the temperature of them. Different seeds germinate better at different temperatures, so we're able to control that. So when I first start my seeds, this is kind of my germination area at the beginning of the season. They come onto the seedling mat. I do place a humidity dome over top of them, and they are on the heat mat until about 75% of the seeds have sprouted, and then I move them off of the heat mat or turn the heat mats off. Too much heat for those young seedlings will cause them to grow too quickly and become stressed out. So it's important to have that heat, but then remove it once your seedlings are growing well. The last thing in here is the lighting. There are different options for lighting, including windows, but I think grow lights are really worth it if you're planning on growing seedlings seriously. So we have gone with the Sun Blaster lights. They've worked great for us. The only drawback is they give off a bit more heat than I would like, but they last really well. All the lights in here have been working for us for the last 4 seasons or so without needing to change them. And we use a system where we have chains and S-hooks. It's really important that you're moving your lighting with your plants. So when seedlings are small, you want your lights down low so that they're always just a couple of inches above your plants. This allows your plants to really put their energy into having strong root systems and strong plants rather than getting leggy and reaching up for the light. So we lower them down as the plants grow. We're able to just move them up using the S-hooks, and that has really worked well for us. So again, if you're starting seeds inside, a rack like this works great. It's just a Canadian Tire rack, but it allows you to save space by growing vertically, and you can kind of adjust the depth of your shelves so that you have room for larger seedlings. And then definitely investing in some fans and some heat mats will definitely help increase your germination rates and also provide you with healthy seedlings. We're out here in our unheated greenhouse. It is nothing fancy, and it is unheated because we don't have a heat source in here to warm the air. We do have it located in an area that gets great sunlight this time of year, so the sun does warm it up a lot in the afternoon. The biggest asset in this room is our heated propagation table. So this is a table that Jeff built out of wood, and we insulated the sides and the bottom of it and then filled it with sand, and we heat the sand with soil heating cables that we do have hooked up to a thermostat so that we're able to control the temperature of the table to help with germination and also with cold nights. So right now I just have a lot of cool weather crops out here that I have started out here. So those are my brassicas. I have some ranunculus here for flowers and snapdragons. I have peas starting, beets starting, lettuce, and spinach. So since I've started things out here, our nighttime temperatures have been dropping to -5, -7. The table has been doing a great job of keeping the heat up. I do use the humidity domes on the seeds that are germinating just to give them a little extra heat and humidity. At night, if I think it's going to get really cold, which it has been pretty well every night, I do have frost cloth, a double layer, that I'm able to pull up and over the plants. This helps keep the air right around them warm, and so far everything has been great out here, even in our kind of unseasonably cold overnight temperatures. So right now it's just the cold weather plants out here, but very soon these plants are all going out into the field, and I'm going to be starting to bring my heat loving plants like my tomatoes and my peppers and a lot of my flowers out here. And what they will do is they will start on the table, they will get a little extra warmth, but very soon I'm going to be hardening them off, so we will decrease the temperature of the table and we will start to open this area up more to allow more cool air to circulate through to get them ready for going out in the field in about a month's time. The last thing I just wanted to talk about are soil blocks, which I use a lot of out here for a lot of the cool weather plants. So when I first heard about soil blocks, I thought I would want to use them for everything, and I have played around with them for a few years. I've decided I don't like growing my tomatoes, peppers, and most of my flower starts in them, so things that are in there for an extended period of time. But for things that are only in the seed room for 2 to 4 weeks, I really like them. They save a lot of space, they save a lot of plastic and cost, and they're great for multi-seed blocks, which are a lot of what I grow here. So these are our mini blocks right in here where I have some lettuce and kale starting to grow. These are going to be transplanted out into the field within 2 weeks of being planted in here, so they don't need a lot of area for their roots, and they are super simple to transplant out. I also have the 1.5-inch blocks that I mostly use for my multi-plant blocks, so I'm growing a few plants in here at a time. The other great feature, if I wanted to transplant my lettuce up one time before putting it out in the field, is I can actually pick up the mini blocks like this, and I can actually drop them right into a larger block, which makes transplanting really easy. These all transplant out into the field really easily without root damage, which is also great for these tender little guys when you're transplanting them out. So if you're interested in soil blocks or want to learn more, West Coast Seeds and Johnny Seeds in the States both sell the blockers and have a lot of information on how to use them, how to make a correct soil mix for them, and that sort of thing. So I'll let you do your own research on that. So that basically sums up how we start our plants. Right now we really only have the capacity to do enough starts for our own farm, so I don't sell many. That may be something in the future, but hopefully this was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know.